about it for a while. High-level trade talks between the United States and China set to resume this week. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and U.S. Trade Representative Bob Lighthizer are due to visit Beijing tomorrow and Friday. But our next guest says a deal is only going to get done when President Trump and China's President Xi actually meet. Riley Waters is a policy analyst for Asia economy and technology at the Heritage Foundation. Good morning to you, Riley. Yes, I agree. The deal's only going to get done when the presidents meet, but surely the groundwork has to be set up, and we're still grinding on with that. Are we close to the presidents meeting and getting this done?
You know, it's really hard to say. You know, the negotiators aren't really releasing a whole lot of information on the progress of the deal. They've been positive. They say that they're close to a deal. Again, it is going to take a meeting of the presidents, and there's still a lot of questions of when that's actually going to take place. But, you know, Robert Lighthizer recently had an interview on NPR, and he was pretty positive that they're making progress. Of course, the sticking point has been enforcement. How do they get China to make sure that they're abiding by this agreement? But, yeah.
Well, that's true, Riley, and that's often come up as the biggest hurdle. We've heard that there's going to be some sort of multi-layered enforcement system whereby, rather than just relying on China saying, no, we're not doing this anymore, I find it hard to believe that China would allow that much intrusion into their day-to-day business, and I'm sure that is not going to be easy to nail down.
You're certainly right. I mean, what Robert Lighthizer has proposed so far is a system that gives USTR discretionary authority over tariffs, the ability to unilaterally apply new tariffs or, I guess, reapply tariffs on China at its own discretion. And so the Chinese might not be so willing to allow this to happen. You know, it's definitely a question of potentially Chinese sovereign rights. And, you know, one thing that they've talked about is they don't want China to reciprocate if they do this either, which can be diplomatically, you know, tough.
Yeah, and you know, it's in China, to get a deal, has to be seen to get something out of this as well, to be able to walk away without losing face. And we know the U.S. president is quite happy to walk away if he's not happy. That, I think, is a difficult line to walk. In other words, to get a deal that has any, you know, substantial merit to it, by also allowing the Chinese to walk away and at least take some of the credit.
Yeah, you know, one thing I've been saying is if the president wanted a purchase agreement, he could have had that 6 months ago, right? I mean, they are trying to get a real deal. But, you know, certainly saving face is a big sticking point, even just for getting the meeting of the presidents. You know, President Xi doesn't want to come here and continue the negotiations. The only reason he'll come to the United States is to sign a final deal.
Well, we'll see whether that happens anytime soon. Riley, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.